As highlighted by the Special Administrator, the Honorable Prime Minister, in his budget address for 2014 last year in November, announced a number of initiatives for a number of markets throughout Fiji. The Bainimarama government's vision is to become what we call an enabler. An enabler by way of giving the fundamental infrastructure that must be made available to all Fijians to ensure that they're able to achieve their best. In the same way as we have made education free now, completely from primary school to secondary school, in the same way now you have tertiary education loan schemes available and 600 topper schemes available. That is to enable people to empower themselves. We give them the basics, we give them free education, they'll be able to get a better job. They'll be able to better educate themselves. We make better roads, we make new roads, so people who live in the interior areas are able to get down to the markets quicker. It's cheaper. It's also a lot more accessible. They become a lot more accessible. In the same way, we are upgrading the markets. The reason why we're doing that is that we're able to create an environment for those people who are market vendors. They feel good about themselves. They feel good about the environment in which they're selling their produce. If the environment that they're selling in is a good environment, they'll be able to produce even better and more. Psychologically, that's how things work. It also helps us to ensure that we have all the different government initiatives tied in together. You see this shirt that I'm wearing, it says Fijian grown. As you know, you've seen various posters. You see a poster outside here, it says Fijian crafted. We are promoting Fijian made products. Whether it's handicraft, whether it's making a tanoa, whether it's making this, we have to ensure that the tourists, when they come to Fiji, they buy the authentic Fijian products. Otherwise, they can walk into other shops and buy things that are made in China or Philippines. So the value of that dollar does not flow down into Fiji and onto the Fijian people. So we are promoting these Fijian-made products. If we are promoting Fijian-grown, and we're telling farmers to grow their own produce, they must have a good environment to be able to sell that in. This is the connectivity that we are developing between our policies in agriculture and ensuring that we have specific outlets for people to be able to sell this produce. At the same time, as the Special Administrator announced, we are also providing a number of facilities, very practical facilities, in this particular instance for women. Many women, as you know, come out and sell their produce. They may travel from Bukuya, they may travel up from the Valley Road, they come the night before, they don't have anywhere to sleep, they sleep, I've seen people sleep here in front of the shops at night. Many of you would have seen that too. It's obviously not very conducive to family environment. It's not very conducive to one's integrity to be able to earn a living, to sleep on the street. Now this facility, once it's completed, hopefully, God willing, by July, that you'll have these women who will be able to go and sleep in these dormitories, as we've done in other markets. There are other market upgrades, as announced by the Prime Minister, that will be taking place. Another one will be carried out in Singatoka, also in Savusavu, and also in Lambasa. So the whole point of this is to empower the people. The women are able to come and sell their produce in a much better environment, and they feel a lot better to contribute towards the economy. Thirdly and lastly, Nadi is a very significant town. Nadi is the gateway to tourism. Whilst we do get some tourists that come on boats or ships, over 90% of all arrivals of tourists in Fiji come through Nadi. This is the first image they have of Fiji. This is why, as you've seen announced by the Fiji Road Authority, there's going to be a 4-lane road coming out of Nadi Airport to be able to feed into Nadi town. And there'll be also a bypass that will go off to Denarau to be able to ease the traffic, to make it a lot more beautiful, to work with the Special Administrator and his team to make Nadi a lot more attractive. But we also must ensure that the tourists don't stay only in Denarau. They don't stay locked up in the resorts. They need to come out. Because when they come out, then the ordinary Fijian is able to benefit from that money also. Even if they come to the market, they may be able to buy some boiled peanut or cassava, whatever it may be. They may buy some mandarins, they buy bananas. That's Australian, New Zealand, American, UK, whatever dollar it is, being sent right down to the ordinary Fijian that's selling that product. So in order to be able to attract them, to get the tourist participants, the tour operators, to bring them down to the market, we have to ensure that the market has a very conducive environment. So this is precisely one of the reasons why Nadi market is being upgraded, to be able to ensure that the economic benefits flows down to the ordinary Fijians. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, that there's a number of other initiatives that have been put in place, and this will all feed into what the Baini Marama government is planning for. We look forward to the opening of the new wing of Nadi market in July, and we hope then that the Prime Minister will then come and do the opening of this. I thank you very much for your time this afternoon, and I wish you a very good afternoon. Vinaka, thank you.